Episode 201, Study Session 3, Professional Competence and Skills. Introduction. Social workers must attain a minimum qualification to be able to remain relevant in the profession. Competence and skills must go together. In other words, knowledge and skills acquired during a specified training program may certify one to be competent in the profession. In this study session, we will explain and state the necessary steps for gaining competence skills. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to demonstrate professional competence of a social worker and explain social workers' causes of lack of professional competence. Overview for gaining professional competence and skills. In social work profession, which is just emerging in Nigeria, a practitioner is expected to possess a minimum qualification of a university or polytechnic degree in social work welfare or related discipline and a Master of Social Work degree. This is in line with global requirements. They are also expected to be involved in continuing social work education, both formally and informally. The field of social work is vast and dynamic and demands constant staff development through assessing recent publications in social work. Therefore, social workers should represent themselves as competent only within the boundaries of their education, training, license, certification, consultation received, supervised experience, or other relevant professional experience. When providing services in substantive areas or using intervention techniques or approaches that are new to them, social workers should engage in appropriate study, training, consultation, and supervision from institutions and people who are competent in those interventions and techniques. Gaining competence and skills require some forethoughts, and these include: 1. Have a plan on how to expand your professional competence. Learning should never stop, but it should be pursued in a methodical manner. Research and use available education, training, consultation, and supervision opportunities to expand your competence. 2. Have a plan on what to do if you find a client challenging the limits of your competence. Maintain a list of resources and colleagues who could help you. Like: A. Keep up with the state of the profession. Join the National Association and your state chapter and read their professional publications. Boogie 2000. Also, adhere strictly to agency functions and work only within the limits the law allows. And thirdly, separate personal problems or issues from practice in order to engage successfully in your professional responsibilities to clients, the agency, and the community. Lack of professional competence. Lack of professional competence may be exhibited as follows: 1. Lack of commitment to professional growth and development. 2. Tardiness or absenteeism at work. 3. Failure to adhere to agency policies, standards, and guidelines. 4. Failure to enact appropriate behaviors with clients. 5. Lack of appropriate professional dress and appearance. 6. Failure to meet project task assignment deadlines. 7. Inability to accept constructive feedback from the supervisor. 8. Failure to exhibit maturity or learning readiness. 9. Failure to maintain professional boundaries. And lastly, failure to exhibit ethical behaviors. Professional competence is a product of good training in recognized places or institutions under supervision of those who themselves are professionally competent in that business. Good communication and relationships remain at the heart of effective practice with individuals, families, careers, groups, communities, and colleagues. Medical social work takes place in a managerial and legal framework within which good interpersonal skills are essential. The social workers are always working with crisis, that is, persons with problems in crisis, and should realize that change and life events involve professional social workers in counseling role. Finally, social workers, including medical social workers, are not epitome of perfection in competence and skill. Like all other professionals, they should continue to strive for quality knowledge, competence, and skills in social work practice. Study session summary. In this study session, we discussed that competence and skills go together. We also noted that knowledge and skills acquired during a specified training program may certify one to be competent in a profession. We also explained that to gain competence and skills, the social worker must have a plan to expand his or her professional competence, must have a plan of what to do should a client challenge, must have limits in his competence, and adhere strictly to agency functions and work only within limits that the law allows. End of study session 3. Thank you for listening.